Greetings, Masandawana. Greetings, all football lovers. Welcome to yet another installment of the Yellow Corner as we bring you the biggest match of the weekend as the mighty Mamelodi Sundowns host Wydad Casablanca in the African Football League final second leg on Sunday afternoon at 1500 hours. Raps, how are you?
Ke monate Aizona.
I am so, man. I am so. Firstly, as we start this episode, we need to apologize, man. Guys, we unfortunately struggling. We have had issues with the app that we use to record all previews. An app that has enhanced our picture quality, but in the last 48 hours, we've been trying to record this. What do you call this? This preview, and it has let us down. So we unfortunately had to revert to Zoom, and the picture quality is not at the best. It's nowhere near the one year app that we've been using in the last few months. So please accept our apologies. It was either Zoom or no preview. So there was no way we're not going to give you guys a preview year final. So please accept our apology. Look beyond what you see on your screens, especially on my side. I think on Rapelang's side, it's much better, but on my side, I'm sure the picture is not the best. It will be a blurry, So apologies for that. Hopefully, by the next preview, we would have found out what the problem is and sorted it out. So yeah, apologies on that aspect, man. Perhaps we're starting yet another preview on a sad note, man. We lost someone who was very young, someone who played for Sundowns, but at the time of his passing, he was an Amazulu player, and he had done so well for Amazulu in the last couple of seasons, man. Yeah, he passed away on Sunday and was buried on Thursday. So we'd just like to pass our deepest condolences to his family, to the family, his football family, the teammates and the management and everyone associated with Usutu and everyone who knew Boni, his friends, and yeah, the football fraternity as a whole. But deepest condolences. May Boni Deva's soul rest in peace, man.
Yeah, no, sad news when I saw for our football. Yeah, no, it's very sad, but I'd like to send some condolences to the family and everyone who was around Bogintulu and the team as well. And I feel very sad for the guys by Amazulu. They have to play with such terrible thing that they just witnesses. I remember listening to Brighton Flongo speaking about how Senzo's death affected them as a team. Man, I wish that Amazulu could find strength and courage and maybe some help from aspect in terms of mentally where they can be helped so that going forward when they have to play, they play mentally being in a good shape, man.
Yeah, no. Like I said, may Endeavor soul rest in peace, man. Let's get to the meat of this preview, Raps. Let's talk about firstly, I think let's touch on the final, the first leg, man, in Casablanca. What a damn good final. What a damn good, a smashing match of football, eh?
Yeah, and I think it was a brilliant match of football. I think we saw a beautiful game from both teams. I think Sanders as the away team, I think we tried our best to get positive results, but unfortunately, we that managed to score from those chances that they created. But I believe it was a great match for even for the neutral fans. I think most of them enjoyed the match. I want us Mamelodi Sundowns to play such games more often. I mean, these high tempo games. I think they one day at a time they will bring the best out of Mamelodi Sundowns, man.
Yeah, no, a great football match, man. The whole game was absolutely great, man. But the last 10 minutes was something else. It was really entertaining. Wydad wanted to get the third goal and come back here with a 2 goals lead. We wanted to get a second away goal, so it was end to end, it was like the round 12 here, a boxing match where for the last 11 rounds, it might be the boxers might be level on points, and they go into that last round looking for a knockout, and then they just swinging. That's how I saw it, man. A really, really entertaining match of football, man. I'm sure everyone who watched it across the globe really enjoyed it. Leone Sundowns supporters, like you said, we lost, but it was a great match, man. But for me, the one thing that made this match for me, man, was the atmosphere, man. The atmosphere every time we go to Casablanca is second to none. The atmosphere when you watch Raja versus Wydad in Casablanca, it's amazing. And I thought about this and I was like, we can't just continue admiring from a distance as Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club being the management and the supporters of the club. I think we can, in a way, enhance stadium experience and take it to that level. Yeah, yeah, you watch games at Turkey. And for me, Turkey provides some of the best atmospheres in the world when it comes to football matches. Then you watch the North Africans, like I mentioned, in Casablanca, in Cairo. You go to South America. If there's one match that I would love to watch before I leave this earth, it's a game here, Boca Juniors versus River Plate at La Bombonera, and because the atmosphere is just second to none. I'm currently watching a documentary here, Newcastle. I think it's We Are Newcastle. It's on Prime. And in one episode, they were going to play Manchester United last season. And the supporters were working together with the management of the club. They coming up with ideas as to how they can make it a great atmosphere, how they can intimidate Manchester United, and they come up. You watch the games about Bundesliga, they come up with a tifos, which are things that I think as Mamelodi Sundowns we can do. As Sundowns, the home games are on. They are flag bearers, they come out got the flags, branded Mamelodi Sundowns before the game and after the game. But I think we can, instead of just using that for branding, it's great, because all you see is branding Mamelodi Sundowns around the stadium with the flag bearers. But I think we can take it up a notch instead of just having them do that on the field before and after the game, man. Sit down with supporters that are regulars at the stadium, Majida as group, Bolong, sit down, the management, and ask these guys, how can we enhance stadium experience and make sure we give our boys an edge over the opponents, So maybe sit down, come up with the tifos for the big games, as group, just in one a group, spread it around a certain part, stadium, and things like that. I think the thing here in Toya, that thing I mentioned, the flag bearers, like I said, it's good for branding. But if you want to enhance, take your marketing, your brand to another level, work on your search engine optimization, you need to go beyond and above, match some of the best countries in football clubs in the world. When someone searches best stadium atmosphere on the internet, Sundowns must appear on top. So those are some of the things that I think it's our duty, management. It's not just management's duty, it's both the management and the supporters to help the club, the football players and the technical team. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think so far, I think we are improving. I think we are slowly getting there. I think it's just a matter of time. But I believe you. I believe you when you say achieving or having the great atmosphere in stadiums. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of work behind the scene. So I have to agree with you, Jorge, the supporters and the team management need to come together and find a solutions on how they can improve the stadium experience. And I believe this generation of Mamelodi Sundowns should be the one that trying too hard to make the atmosphere great, so that the next generation of fans, they don't have to go through what the previous generations went through. So I have to agree with you in terms of the team and the supporters coming together and trying to find the perfect ways in order to make the atmosphere brilliant. And if the fans and the team have the common goal, I think anything is achievable.
That's true. That's true. But like I said, man, the club, you can see the direction where the management of the club is taking this club, and it's onwards and upwards, man. Hey, Rabs, the last time we played a cup final, it was the last weekend before the international break, and we lost that cup final to Orlando Pirates. We have another cup final just before the international break, man. Under how much pressure are we as Mamelodi Sundowns to win this trophy?
I think, yes, we lost against Orlando Pirates, but in this cup competition, I think the level is different. You are playing one of the biggest teams in Africa, so I think the standard is a little bit too high compared to the MTN8. But I think for us, we are going into this game with a pressure in terms of trying to win. And we have to remember that this is the team that we failed to eliminate in previous seasons in the semi-final, in the quarterfinal. So we are facing them in a different stage where we never played them, which is the final. So I believe playing the final, as much as it comes with the pressure, but it also comes with the motivation, because it will be the first time Mamelodi Sundowns playing with that in a cup final. So I believe as much as there's pressure, but I believe there's motivation from our players as well.
Yeah, no, that's true, man. That's true. I think the boys will be motivated, man, and not just because of the figures that have been mentioned, the plus minus 75 million that they will walk away with if they win on Saturday, on Sunday. Then, but that thing, Yaori, at Sundowns, we pride ourselves in winning trophies, and I mean, failing to win a trophy since the season started when we've taken part in two, man, it won't sit well with Bonani player, you know. Yes, they want the money, but they also want those medals, man. Wydad coming to this game, man, with their linchpin, their leader, their captain of their ship, Yaya Jabran, suspended, man. How big a miss will he be? Because I think he'll be huge, huge, man. Like I said, he's the leader, Kamo Groundo, you know, he's the coach, Kamo Groundo. The players look to him when things don't go their way. So, say, imagine Sundowns goes 2-0 up, man, and he's not there. They're going to look to the bench and have coach, coach, what do we do now? Whereas if Yaya is there, their leadership qualities, he tells them, okay, this is what we're going to do in the next 5 minutes. You know, he breaks down the game in that moment. You know, where the coach is not there to. I mean, if right back ele ka mole and coach ele mole bench coach right back distractions is a coach, you know. So I think Yaya Jabran will be a huge miss for them, eh?
Yeah, and I think they will definitely miss him. I think they will also miss his leadership qualities in the pitch. You spoke about how he coaches the team when he's on the pitch. So I think they will miss a player with that profile in the pitch. But also, as Jabran, I believe the team will also miss a penalty taker, because of he has taken penalties for them, and also he's influential in terms of the team building up from the back and advancing with the ball. And lastly, the way he puts pressure into the referees, I think as much as you don't want to see that, but he also gives the team that way. He gives the team that in terms of putting the pressure on the referee, in terms of making some decisions. So I believe they will definitely miss him, and the coach has to come with a partnership or a new player that will play with Traore in the middle field.
Yeah, no, you raised a key point in terms of their build-up, man. I mean, in the preview, the first leg, we spoke about how he drops into that zone 5 and 6 area, allowing Atiatala to start high up in the zone 10 area, as well as El Mahmoud on the right, inverting high up, So I think they're going to miss him a lot. Another player that they might miss, it's that gem of a boy, Latimi, man. What a great player, man. I really enjoy watching that kid play, man. He's really, really good, man. He's skillful, he's strong, he's powerful, he's good. He makes powerful runs, man. Uh, he reminds me of a certain player, and I think he models his game around that player. Wamhopola Adel Tarab, who used to play for QPR, Spurs, and many other teams, man. That guy was one of the most skillful players I've ever seen. But the thing that Latimi, only more end product, like his aggression on taking on the left back, it's amazing. I think he was their best player in that first half, man. Sadly, he went out injured. But I saw in one of their fan clubs Twitter account, they said no, he's fit to play. Should he miss this game? How big a miss will he be?
It will definitely be a huge miss for them. And one thing about him is that he's smart, he's direct, and he has the ability to take on defenders. You look at the chances that they created, more especially in the first half. It came from the right hand side with him as a left winger, and also their right back, who's more adventurous. So I believe if he's absent, they will definitely miss his creativity in this team.
Yeah, no. Let's talk about a player, Sundowns Raps, who for me has played so well in the little time or the little minutes he got in the last two games when we were in Egypt and Cairo and Casablanca in Stumba Bongane Zoom. I think Stumba came in both games and he showed experience, he showed leadership, he calmed things down. In that game, yeah, I think he came in and he settled everything down. And then guy gave me a Casablanca. He came and did the same. And then it gave Debs a license to bomb, make continuous bombing runs up front. He moved to a more advanced eight position. Debs in that match, and he kept going. He kept going. He literally carried the team. Debs on his shoulder and said, "I want a goal for this team. I'm gonna get a goal for this team." And I don't think it would have happened if Bongane was not there because Debza would have still been deeper. So how hard is Jumba knocking on the door? You're starting lineup, perhaps.
Yeah, and I think he's definitely pushing, and so far he's been doing very well. And one thing about him, so far he has showed some top maturity. Every time when he comes on, the team manage the games better. We move the ball better, and also we are more calm, and we are able to rotate the ball much better. So I believe he has so far he has been doing very very well. And for a player like Bongani Zungu, who comes from Europe, who played in one of the top leagues, to be a player who starts coming from the bench at Mamelodi Sundowns and still be doing very well, I think kudos for him, because of some players when they come from Europe, they want to play by all means, no matter how the guys who is on the pitch is performing. But he understand that Tebo at this moment he's the our best number 6. So I think for him he needs to support Tebo, and every time he comes from the bench, Zungu, he knows that what is expected from him, and so far he has been doing very well.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Jumba, we need to give credit to his to. He's been really playing really well, man. Hey, let's talk about what we can expect from both teams when Arapela, because I think I expect Wydad to start high, to be aggressive in the first 10 minutes. They did the same when they went to Tunis to play Experience. They had beaten Experience 1-0 in Casablanca. And then in Tunis, in the first 10 minutes, they were aggressive, looking for a goal, trying to make sure they get that away goal and unsettle experience. So I think they'll try to do the same to Sundowns. I think they'll start on a high level in the first few minutes. Ne? And then if they don't get that goal in the first 10 or so minutes, they will cool it down. And I also expect Sundowns to start up tempo. I expect us to go looking for that goal to settle their nerves. There was a lot of anxiety in the semi-final, the Champions League second leg when that goal didn't come. There was anxiety in the stands, and it went down to the field, But in us starting a high tempo, we need to be here, making sure things like our rest defense is still perfect. Yes, go look for that goal, but don't lose yourself in looking for that goal and ending up conceding a goal yourself. So I expect both teams to go at it early in the match. I think their build-up will not be the same without Jabrani. I think what he brings to that team in the build-up phase is second to none. So his absence, they're going to feel it. And because of that, I want Sundowns to be aggressive in their press. Press them so high up, like don't let them come out. We saw how there is that Elmeti, their goalkeeper, he take with the ball and in their build-up phase and how they bypass our press with Jabrani, without him, I think if we try and choke them, we can get something. So I really want us to suffocate them up high. Rabs, the game Sunday, the first leg of the final, we scored a goal at the 75th minute, only for us to concede within 5 minutes at the 79th minute. Last season in the CAF Champions League, when we played these guys, we scored a goal at the 79th minute, only to concede at the 83rd minute. So I would like us to do things differently. They always say you are most vulnerable after scoring, and it shows. The stats are there to show them. So if we do get a goal, let's calm it down. Let's play ball. Let's play keep ball. Let them look for the ball, and if they don't win it back, it eventually frustrate them. Don't score a goal and only to concede minutes later within 5 minutes. So better game management is what I expect from Sundowns. They are going to come looking for the free kicks on the sides. And we know how dangerous they are with those balls that they whip into the box. So we need to try to avoid conceding the free kicks as much as possible. And we need to stay level-headed. Yes, if that goal does not come, then let's not lose our heads. Let's not allow them to, because at some point, they during the course of the game, they're going to try and kill our momentum. Once they see we gaining momentum, they'll start faking injuries, going down to kill the momentum, doing all these sorts of things just to keep our momentum. So when that happens, stay level-headed, man. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think with that, they know that they come into this game that a draw for them can make them the champions. But for Mamelodi Sundowns, it's quite different because of they need a win in order to be the champion. So I believe those situations will have an impact in how these two teams approach this game. And I believe for with that, I think they don't want to concede an early goal. They will try to be as solid as possible they can at the back. And for Mamelodi Sundowns, I believe they want to press from the top, like you have said, try to force them to make errors and win the ball high up on the pitch. And you look at the midfield of Wydad Casablanca, I believe they want to be more close to the defenders than being close to the offensive players. So that means that there will be too much traffic between the areas of their defenders and their midfielders. So with Sundowns, I expect a better movement in those positions and better passing and also better positioning from our players. And also, they have their number 9 as their striker El Bari, who plays as center forward. And also, there's a guy that plays behind him as a number 10. I don't believe those guys, they will press high up on the pitch. I believe once we build up from the back, they will try to retreat. Once we approach the center, I believe that way they will add a pressure and try to win the ball back. So for Mamelodi Sundowns, I expect us to build up from the back much better. We advance with the ball much better. In the first leg, Grant Kekana tried to advance with the ball, but because of he was a left center back who is right-footed, it was difficult for him sometimes to make a proper pass. And Musa came on. I expected that Musa will slightly be better than Kekana because of his left-footed, and that gives him an advantage. So I believe that Musa will be crucial in terms of advancing with the ball because of his left-footed, and also River, he needs to join that middle fielder when the situation allows. And for Wydad, as much as they are fullback, they are more adventurous. I believe as Sundowns, we need to ensure that they are fullbacks. They think more about defending than attacking. We need to ensure that they don't cross the center line. They think too much about defending. So that means that we have to have quite number of players in their own half. So I think as Sundowns as well, we need to vary our attack. We should not retire. We should not rely in us penetrating them through the middle. You look at how our equalizer came. It came from numerous corner kicks. I think it was from 3 corner kicks, and they could feel pressure from those corner kicks, and eventually managed to get we managed to get a penalty from that, and we scored. I believe any chance that we get, whether from set pieces, whether from positional play, we need to ensure that we put pressure on our opponent. And you spoke about how we failed to protect our equalizer against Wydad. I believe our biggest test in this game will be how we react once we score that goal. I believe we are going to get a goal. I believe we are going to score. But a huge test will come in terms of how do we deal with that goal, how we manage that goal, how we become disciplined. Because of in several occasions where we played Wydad, we have failed to protect our equalizer or our lead. So I believe in this game, once we get that goal, I think there'll be a huge pressure on us to ensure that we protect our lead. So I believe that we need to be more disciplined. We need to keep the ball more often. And you spoke about us making a lot of fouls. They are equalizer. When we played them in Loftus, they are a second equalizer, which is Mvala's own goal. I believe that was a silly foul because of once the player is facing the line or is facing his own goals, that means there's no danger. So it's unnecessary of you to foul that player. So I believe when we have the ball, we need to be disciplined and we need to be organized as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's get down to the starting lineups, Raps. I have Ronwen as my number one. Oh, I'm playing. I'd play a 4-4-2 diamond in this match. Né? So I have Ronwen, I have Modau, I have Riva, I have Libusa, I have AB, I have Mokwena, Alende Modiba, and the Great Shika as my 10, the tip of that diamond. I have Mabue and Shalulile up top. I think Shalulile will start because Coach Kulani in that interview, highly Robert Magawa on 947, he said Shalulile could have started, could have played in the away game, Casablanca, So I think he's had a week training with the team. So I have a feeling who will start. Your lineup?
I'll definitely start Ronan Williams. I'll have Kulisum Dawes by right back, Rivaldo Gauthier and Musal Busa as my center backs. And left back, I'll have Betuel. And my midfield, Red Bill Tebomkwena. Marcelo Allende, and Opremudib. Then my front three will be Themba Zwane, Gaston Serino, and Peter Shalulile. So I'm going with a 4-3-3.
All righty. Score prediction?
I think we'll win 3-1.
Okay. I am going for a 2-0 victory, man. Yeah. Before we end this, man, I think we should pass message to Majid, the message of support, man, or we'll be there backing them, you know. Neo on Masanda Wanafan vlog, review, yes, the first leg final. He spoke about how we going to that game, we're not going to be watching the game. We're going there to support Majida to push them for 90 minutes. And I think I would like to relay the same message. We need to give Majida, we need to sing the loudest, way better than we've ever said. You know, go there to make sure this trophy does not leave South Africa. And to the players, I think someone like Themba Zwane, certified Sundowns legend. Whatever happens on Sunday, Shigo remains a Sundowns legend. It is up to Majida Amang to make sure that on the day Marcelo Allende scores that winning goal and he becomes a cult hero at Mamelodi Sundowns. 20 years from now, when we talk about the first inaugural African Football League final, Sundowns, the winning goal was scored by Marcelo Allende. He needs, or someone, you know, this is a chance for some of our players to write their names in our hearts, you know, for us to remember them for forever. I mean, 11-year-old me, 1998 Bob Save Super Bowl final, when we played Pirates. Sometimes when people talk about Sundowns legend, they not talk about the guy who scored the winning penalty. But for me, he became a hero on that day, a cult hero. I'm talking about Page Mahlangu. Over 20 years since that happened, I still remember what transpired on that day and that penalty that he hit Audimo Mole, you know. So this is a chance for the current generation of Sundowns players to write their names in the hearts of a 10-year-old who will be watching Sundowns, who will brag about Sundowns to his kids 20 years from now, you know. So this is an opportunity for Majida to make history, and we'll be there cheering them and wishing them all the best of luck. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, I think a good performance in this type of games, I think it has that a possibility of putting you in that legendary status. You look at how Lafo is considered a legend at Mamelodi Sundowns. It is because of how he performed in this type of game. So this is an opportunity to everyone like Opremudiba, Tebo Mukwena, or whoever's going to be on the pitch to perform and express himself and to be closer to that legendary status. But as for fans, I would like to urge all the fans to go all out and support the team. I believe if we arrive early, we get the perfect seating. We will be much calmer instead of arriving late. So I like to urge the fans to travel as early as possible, and we have fun. I think most important, we need to have fun. The more fun we have, and the more less of anxiety we have, I think it will definitely rub off to the players on the pitch. And also, if the first goal doesn't come as early as we anticipate, let's keep on singing and supporting the players. You look at how in the last season, 4 goals came from second half. So I believe even if we fail to score in the first half, in the second half, there's still opportunity for us to get those goals. So I like everyone in different provinces to have a safe trip, and also the guys will be traveling from our neighboring countries, Botswana and Swaziland. I wish them a safe trip, and also when they go back after the final, they have a safe trip as well.
Yeah, no, a great message, Raps. Final point, Inje. The ticket allocation will be from 11. I won't mention for until Nagoman because K11, we should be at Loftus K11, you know. Be there early, man. intimidate these guys, man. Make an atmosphere out of this. I will put more on the video where the ticket allocation will take place, man. Before we end, guys, please help us get this game, get to 1,000 subscribers. We are on 986, so let's get to 1,000 and continue building. The next time you see us will be probably at 22 November, when we bring you the preview of our first CAF Champions League group stages match, when we travel to when we host FC Noir Dibo from Mauritania. I hope I pronounced it correctly. If not, my sincerest of apologies. Until then, sharp Masandawana, sharp English.
Sharp, guys. Sharp, Aizu.